Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel where we explore the mysteries that lie beyond our world. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has captivated humanity for decades: unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. But we're not just talking about blurry photos or anecdotal stories. We're looking at what some consider to be the most undeniable evidence of UFOs ever recorded. So, buckle up as we journey through declassified government documents, incredible pilot testimonies, and astonishing radar data. Let's start with what is arguably the most significant development in recent UFO history: the Pentagon's UAP reports. UAP, or Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, is the official term now used by the U.S. government. In 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence released a preliminary assessment on UAPs, and the findings were staggering. The report analyzed 144 incidents reported by U.S. military personnel between 2004 and 2021. Of these, only one was definitively identified. The other 143 remain unexplained. The report highlighted that these UAPs demonstrated unusual flight characteristics. They seemed to remain stationary in high winds, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed, all without discernible means of propulsion. This wasn't just speculation. It was based on data from multiple sensors including radar, infrared, and direct visual observation by highly trained military pilots. Think about that for a moment. The most advanced military on Earth, with its state-of-the-art technology, officially admitted there are objects in our airspace that they cannot identify and that perform maneuvers beyond our known technological capabilities. This brings us to the now famous Tic Tac, Gimbal, and Go Fast videos, which were officially declassified and released by the Pentagon. Let's break down the Tic Tac incident from 2004. This involved the USS Nimitz carrier strike group off the coast of Southern California. For 2 weeks, the advanced SPY-1 radar system on the USS Princeton had been tracking multiple anomalous aerial vehicles. These objects, described as dropping from an altitude of over 80,000 feet to 20,000 feet in a matter of seconds, were unlike anything the seasoned operators had ever seen. Commander David Fravor, a highly respected FA-18 Super Hornet pilot, was sent to investigate. What he saw was a smooth, white, oblong object, about 40 feet long, with no wings, no rotors, and no visible propulsion system. He described it as looking like a tic-tac. The object was hovering erratically just above the churning water. As Fravor descended to get a closer look, the object mirrored his movements, then accelerated at a speed he described as like a bullet, disappearing in an instant. Seconds later, the USS Princeton reacquired the object on radar, 60 miles away. That's a speed that defies our understanding of physics and aerodynamics. Fravor's testimony, along with that of his wingman, Commander Alex Dietrich, provides a compelling first-hand account from credible, trained observers. Then we have the Gimbal video from 2015, captured by pilots from the USS Theodore Roosevelt off the East Coast. In this infrared footage, you can see a peculiar object flying against strong winds. The pilots are audibly baffled, with one exclaiming, "Look at that thing, dude. It's rotating." The object appears to rotate on its axis, which is why it was nicknamed Gimbal. What's fascinating is their discussion. They speculate it could be a drone, but quickly note the immense speed and the lack of any visible exhaust plume, which you would expect from a conventional jet engine. The Go Fast video, also from 2015, shows a small object zipping at incredible speed just above the surface of the ocean. The advanced targeting pod on the FA-18 struggles to lock onto it. The pilots are again amazed, with one shouting, "Whoa, got it," as they finally get a lock. The data displayed on the screen, combined with the pilot's reactions, suggests this object was moving in a way that is simply not possible for any known aircraft or drone technology, especially at such a low altitude over water. These incidents aren't isolated. Former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe has stated that the number of reported UAP sightings is many more than what has been made public. He mentioned that these sightings have been witnessed by pilots and satellites and involve objects making movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for, or traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier without a sonic boom. Let's move beyond the US and look at international cases. For instance, the Belgian UFO wave from 1989 to 1990. Over several months, thousands of people, including military personnel and police officers, reported seeing large, silent, triangular craft with bright lights. The Belgian Air Force scrambled F-16 fighter jets on multiple occasions to intercept these objects. On the night of March 30, 1990, two F-16s successfully achieved radar lock on one of the objects. The radar data showed the object performing breathtaking maneuvers, descending from 10,000 feet to 500 feet in just 5 seconds, and accelerating from 170 mph to over 1,100 mph almost instantaneously. These are G-forces that would be fatal to any human pilot and would tear apart any conventional aircraft. Despite the overwhelming evidence from ground witnesses, police and military radar and pilots, the objects were never identified. Another compelling case comes from Japan. In 1986, the crew of a Japan Airlines cargo flight over Alaska witnessed several enormous unidentified objects. Captain Kenju Terauchi, a veteran pilot with over 10,000 hours of flight time, reported seeing two small craft and then a gigantic mothership that he described as being twice the size of an aircraft carrier. The objects were tracked on both the plane's own radar and by ground control radar from the FAA. For over 50 minutes, the crew watched as these lights paced their 747. The FAA initially confirmed the radar contacts, but later backtracked, suggesting it might have been a split radar return. However, the pilot and crew remained adamant about what they saw. The official transcript of the conversation between the pilot and air traffic control is a chilling read, documenting their genuine fear and confusion. What makes all these cases so compelling is the convergence of evidence. We're not just relying on a single witness. We have multiple, highly credible witnesses, often military pilots at the top of their game. We have supporting data from some of the most sophisticated sensor and radar systems on the planet. And now we have official acknowledgement from government bodies that something is happening in our skies that they cannot explain. The conversation has shifted dramatically. What was once a topic for late-night talk shows and science fiction novels is now being seriously discussed in the halls of Congress and the Pentagon. The stigma is slowly fading, and more pilots and military personnel are feeling empowered to come forward with their own experiences. Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, has been instrumental in this shift. He has repeatedly stated that the evidence for UAPs is overwhelming and that we are dealing with a technology that is far superior to anything in any nation's known inventory. So what are these objects? Are they secret government projects from another country? While possible, experts like Elizondo argue that the technology displayed is so far advanced that if a country like Russia or China possessed it, the geopolitical landscape would look very different. Are they natural phenomena? The Pentagon report considered this but concluded that the flight characteristics observed in many cases are inconsistent with known atmospheric or natural events. This leaves us with the most profound and perhaps unsettling possibility that these objects are not from here. While we don't have a definitive answer, the evidence we've discussed today makes a powerful case that we are not alone. The data is real. The testimonies are credible. The mystery is undeniable. We are living in an extraordinary time where the truth about one of humanity's greatest questions may finally be within our grasp. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the evidence. What do you think? Are these UAPs proof of extraterrestrial visitation, or is there another explanation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. We'll see you in the next video. Stay curious.